So, Aaron, what is your typical sushi order?
Well,
A s-
today it was the spicy tuna roll.
no spicy salmon, or are you just a tuna guy?
Tuna sounded good tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've had enough salmon for a while. You see, salmon was trending
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago around here. And so all the time, everywhere I went, it was like salmon, salmon, salmon. Smoked salmon bites as an appetizer for like $17, and it comes out and you're like, that isn't $17 worth of salmon. And so I stopped ever trying it anywhere ever because it was everywhere. And yeah, tuna hits the spot.
You see, that's the crazy thing to me, like with seafood, is like I get seafood being expensive where you live. Like you're out in the middle of the country. There's not really, I mean, I guess there's the Great Lakes kind of close to you, but like I don't think there's any salmon in the Great Lakes. But
Oh
like
no,
I
there is.
live, is there?
Yeah, there's lake salmon.
Huh. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I stand corrected, but I don't think that's what they're putting in your gas station sushi roll. Or maybe they are. I don't know.
No, 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 no,
Or
no.
sorry,
There
sorry,
is.
grocery store. I don't want to degrade your.
Thank you. The sea,
Yes.
the seafood scene around the Midwest is trash. You get Red Lobster, which we know what happened to them, and
Yeah.
then and then you get like lake fish, which is okay, but it's not, sea fish. But that's what you want when you think seafood, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like to my
So.
original point. It's like I live on New Jersey, or well, I guess technically I do live on New Jersey, but I also live in New Jersey. I'm literally right next to the ocean. We're next to one of the largest clam and mussel beds in the world. And yet seafood here is about as expensive as I imagine it is like in the middle of the country. It's like you think they'd give us a little bit of a discount by saving on shipping.
Nah. Nah, see, they can charge it. They can charge you for it anywhere because, it's special. So they
Yeah.
do. Nowhere is safe. We have tons of cows out here and beef is still expensive.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
It's wild. I
Cheese
feel
is
like,
expensive in Wisconsin, if you can believe that.
yeah, the place that literally has like billions of pounds of cheese that's stuffed in caves because they made too much of it years ago, but yet they got to charge, a premium for it.
Well, everything's expensive since Trump declared war on the planet. Do we
Yeah,
want to talk about Trump at all? I don't.
we can.
That's I got cornered by a guy today who wanted to talk about Trump, and I was like, please, no. Smart guy too. I was just like, I don't think you understand my disinterest in the topic.
I just for some reason when you said that, I imagined like something out of like a sexual harassment video where the guy like he like pins you against the wall and puts like both hands above your shoulder, like we're gonna talk about Trump, buddy.
Yeah, just tell me how much you love or hate Orange Man. I won't tell anyone. It's like I don't
Yeah.
care, man. He's
I
a
remember
clown.
years ago when I was in college in ROTC, we had to watch it was called Sharp Training. It was sexual harassment training. It was like a 15-part video series. And most of it was your basic like HR bullshit, like, yeah, don't sexually assault people. It's bad. But there was one part towards the end where like men and women got different videos. And I'm still not entirely sure. Like I asked the women in our class what they got, and they were like, yeah, it was some like weird thing. But like the men's video was completely unintentionally hilarious.
Oh yeah?
So it's like these two guys, they're like over at this guy's house, they're watching the game, and it's like, ah, shit, our football team lost. And he's like, yeah, like they always blow it in the end, like a normal like 90s sitcom kind of intro. And then the one guy gets up to leave, and the other guy just like pins him against the wall. And he's like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, trust me, you're gonna like this.
What? Because they can't show a typical situation. No.
It's just, well, I mean, the entire thing was like horrifically acted, you know. These are all actors who were like one step above like porn stars and acting to begin with. But it's like the whole thing was hilarious. But that one, it was just like, because it comes out of nowhere. Like there's no lead up, there's no like candlelit dinner or whatever. There's just two dudes watching football until one of them decides to rape the other one out of nowhere.
Now I know why you like softball so much.
And it was just like it was so out of left field. Like that one, you know, HR slide scene has stuck with me to this day. And it makes me believe the director of that entire series was secretly a genius. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, well, the ones we get out here in the People's Republic of Illinois, well, not here, but close enough, right? Uh, they don't do the separate gender thing. That's, sexist or whatever. So what everyone
Yeah.
gets, and everybody has to do this, I think twice a year, this training. You have to sit there and watch videos of like hot women harassing fat guys.
Yeah, we had a couple of those too.
Yeah. No,
It
that,
was
that's
like it's like reverse rape or whatever they called it.
No, they don't even call it that. They just say sexual harassment can take a lot of forms. Or sexual harassment can take a lot of forms, but it looks the same everywhere because it's wrong. And then it just shows this hot woman pursuing aggressively, just like this fat normie. And he's like uncomfortable. Like she's like, "Oh, you look good today." And he's like, "Oh." It's like this would never happen in real life. Stupid.
That's the kind of thing you see on like incel red like subreddits like why can't this happen to me?
Yeah.
I see that a lot. I guess I've liked a few weird videos on Instagram because like that seems to be the thing. It's like crazy, you know, but yet attractive women and like people in the comments are always like if you're not going to play, pass the controller and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And with that, I'd like
Unreal.
to say welcome to Off the Rails. We had a we
Percocet edition.
we yeah, we came well the Percocet's worn off by now. Now this is all just fueled by rum and coke. The
Excellent.
first one I've had in a week because some dentist decided to pull all four of my wisdom teeth out. And she pulled
All of
them,
them?
yeah, very aggressive. Well, the first three were all right. The last one, she put her elbows into that shit. Like she was really yanking on that sucker.
Oh, so they didn't put you under.
Now, well, I was like kind of out of it. I kept trying to quote Talladega Nights during the whole thing. It was pretty funny. Nobody could hear me. It's like they have me on the table, like the beginning of the procedure, I keep like trying to like lift my hand up, and they're like, "Stop trying to lift your hand up." And like I thought of like his first interview after he wins the race. He's like, "I don't know what to do with my hand." And like
Yeah,
the reporter
right.
keeps like pushing his hands out of the way.
And the dentist probably didn't get it or had no
Well, I had a thing in my mouth, so I couldn't really tell the joke.
I don't know what
I
to
was
do
just
with
like
my
I was like just
hand.
like laughing to myself, like
Yeah, see, I was so whacked out when they did it to me. I had to be like 14 or 15. Um, that when I came out of it, my whole face was numb, but I was also stupid.
yeah.
Right? So I'm like, blah, 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 like I was Stephen Hawking, right? Without the computer. And I
Hmm.
was just I was trying to make jokes, because I'm like, oh, this is so funny. Um, and I would try to say words with the B, with a letter B in them, and be like, "Brr, brr, brr, brr." And so eventually I tried to tell the person in the room, I'm like, I sound like a bumblebee.
I um I saw a few of those people because like the pre and post-op section was like right next to my area, and they gave me the because I told they're like Well, after the surgery, you got to take like 4 days off of work, and I'm like, that's not gonna fly. Like, I got final inspections coming up on my project. So like, all right, so they came in and like they squirted this like nasty medicine in my mouth, and like an hour later, I was like kind of out of it. But while I was waiting for the medicine to take effect, I like the door was open, and I saw like the people like that who were like stumbling like zombies into the recovery area, like, Mom, I want to go home.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
meanwhile, I
goodness.
was there. Well, during the middle of it, I like stopped the whole operation. I finally got my hand free of the restraints, and I was like, "Can I have my teeth? I want to look at my tooth." And they're like, "Well, you can't take it with you." I was like, "Okay, well, I just want to look at it." And they threw it away. I
Why
was like,
can't you take your own freaking tooth
I
with
paid
you?
$2,700 for this fucking procedure. Let me have my tooth, or let me at least look at it." Because the one was like really bad. The one on my bottom left was like half rotten. It like came in and I couldn't really brush it, and like pieces of it were falling out. So I wanted to see it, and they wouldn't let me. It's like by the time I finally came to enough, they're like, "Oh, we threw that out." I was like, "I specifically requested to look at my tooth, and you bastards stole it from me."
Let me see your face.
Twenty
You are
seven
the
hundred
one
dollars. I
from
should have
my
got to fuck one of the
dreams.
nurses.
Wait, hang on. I only caught the back half of that. What was that?
No, that's better. That one doesn't come out.
Oh, okay, okay. I just heard that the tooth wanted to get with one of the nurses or something.
No, I said for $2,700, I should have been able to fuck one of the nurses
Oh,
if I
yeah,
was
of course.
single. I'm
Naturally.
not.
Naturally.
So naturally, I wouldn't do that.
No, of course
But
not. Long pause.
yes, I made a similar joke like that when I went to Vegas, when I went to Caesar's Palace, and they're like, the room is like $400 for a night, and I was like, is the prostitute already in the room? Like, why am I spending this
Yeah.
this much money for a hotel room for one night?
Wow.
I did win
Incredible.
$95 of that back at the blackjack tables, so all in all, the house still won, but I got a little
We,
bit of money back.
you said we had a lot to talk about. Was it just the wisdom tooth story?
No, well, that was part of it. It's been a busy month.
Oh,
Um, Speaking of, well, not really. We're sort of transitioning. I always like to do that. I like to do non sequitur transitions. It's a lot of fun for me. Um, Apparently the Odyssey isn't terrible,
really?
from what I've heard.
I've
Like
heard
a
mixed things.
Really, I've almost everybody I've run into has, like critics have given it a positive. Like even like Red Letter Media, who's never pleased by anything, they were like, "Yeah,
Right.
this is a pretty good movie."
Yeah, I'm sure it was fine. I it seems to me that the future of filmmaking is pissing off people so that they post about your movie constantly for free,
Yeah.
getting everyone to talk about it, making it look just good enough to get people in the theater, and then surprising them with a pretty good movie. Which
That's
then seems great because everybody was crying about it for 6 straight months, right?
Yeah, I mean it's like the old media saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
It it
it's true.
moves it moves units. I mean, and we kind of fell for that too. We talked about it a little bit. Was that last episode or 2 episodes ago? We were talking about Troy and the casting.
Were we?
Yeah, but we were talking about how like Troy wasn't like a good movie, but like it was cast perfectly.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that
Yeah,
conversation. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan and Matt Damon. Like I figured it was probably going to be at least an average movie. I mean, Christopher
I,
Nolan, well, he missed with Tenet, from what I heard.
hmm
I still haven't seen it. I saw
Nobody did.
I've seen parts of Interstellar. I mean, that was a COVID movie, though. I feel like we can give him a mulligan on that one.
Yeah, that's true. I the way I feel it, I think Christopher Nolan does try to cast unusual people frequently. Like, I think this is going to sound maybe a little bit out there, but like I think Leonardo DiCaprio was a horrible choice for Inception. but
Really?
it turned out fine. And Interstellar, Matthew McConaughey really turned out great, right? Matt Damon, do I buy that he is the great Odysseus? Not at all. But if I saw the movie, I think I could be convinced
He's
because
wicked
Nolan is good at
smart.
this. Yeah. Nolan is good at this. He's good at this.
Well,
Uh,
he
it-
also like he Nolan is like one of those guys who's loyal to his actors. Like he'll offer, an actor or an actress like a role because he's worked with them before and he likes them. He's like, if you work with Nolan once and make a good impression, like he's going to cast you for the next like 5 movies. Like no matter how weird of a casting it is, he's kind of like Adam Sandler. He makes movies that his friends can work.
yeah. Yeah, he is. I don't believe at all that he's like some kind of super genius, whatever, but I also don't believe that he's just like an idiot who got lucky.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
one I hear all the time. I'm like, that's bullshit. You can say what you want about Interstellar and Inception. They had flaws, even Tenet, like, which was, but come on, man. He's good at it.
yeah. The
You
Dark
can't,
Knight trilogy.
yeah. And now I got people on my timeline retroactively shitting on The Dark Knight. And I'm like, you fuckers. Every single one of you liked that movie for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And now you're like, well, it was always bad. It's like, they're good movies. Stop being such a baby about this. Okay, so you don't want to see the movie. Fine. But like, are we really living in a world where you can't even just be fair? Like, if you go
Well,
in there and you give it a fair watch and you're like, that's a shit movie, fine. But I don't know. His whole career was a lie. Bullshit. Prestige is one of the greatest movies ever made. Period.
it's like that whole thing happened. I think it was with A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Like the one episode came out and it was like about to set a record for like the highest rated episode of TV ever. And then Breaking Bad fans like review bombed it because they wanted like Breaking Bad to hold that title. And it's like on one hand, it's like, all right, those guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's like a lot of times people use like review bombing as a way to like express displeasure with whatever media company, or it happens a lot with video games too. It's like if a video game developer decides to do like, something that breaks the game or whatever, all of a sudden you'll see like overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam or whatever because it's the only real outlet that people have to like attack these companies that do things that they don't like.
Hmm.
So it's like on one hand, it's like, all right, guys, grow up. It's just a movie. On the other hand, it's like, yeah, this is actually a way to like lash out at corporations and affect their bottom line
Fair enough.
in one of the
And
few ways we have left.
that's the ugly part of this Odyssey movie is like Rotten Tomatoes. I don't buy that it's like the highest rated movie ever. I also
Yeah,
don't believe that The Woman King is up there with Return of the King. Like, I'm sorry,
no.
that's bullshit. But you
That
know,
is the
like
Return of the King. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Return of the King is the greatest cinematic achievement ever.
yeah.
Like if I had to like travel back in time to like ancient Rome, say to the Colosseum to like show the trilogy of movies, that like the Lord of the Rings is the one I would bring. It's like that is a timeless story. It's told beautifully. Most of the CGI still holds up. It's beautifully
Hmm.
cast. The score is incredible. Like you don't I don't think I'll ever see a movie that'll top those movies. Return of the
Yeah.
King in particular.
Yeah. It's just interesting now, the way Hollywood is scrambling because it's as if the money is running out and they're all getting a little bit freaked out. I mean, Moana, the live action remake, like I could have told you from a mile away that that wasn't going to work,
Yeah.
but they did it anyway because they thought, well, these stupid idiots will still come and see it. No, they won't. They like cartoons, dummy.
Yeah, well, I saw I forget where I think it was a comment on Instagram somewhere. I forget where it was, but like somebody commented it was like all the other films that Disney has remade into live action that has made money have been like at least a generation removed from when they were released. It was like Lion King and Beauty and the Beast and all those ones, Jungle Book. They all came out like in the 90s. So it's like there's a new generation of kids now who can see that. and the Disney kids who never grow up could go and see it. But when Moana was released like what 6 or 7 years ago, like the kids
Mhm.
that movie is targeting saw the animated movie in theaters. Like they have no incentive to go see a live action version.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to give them the millennial pill too, where it's like, well, now that you're 30, here's Harry Potter again.
Yeah.
It's like, what this is stupid. This is a bad strategy, Hollywood. Man, imagine having complete control over a media empire that makes things that people like to watch and thinking that your biggest problem isn't going to be that you lose your fire, it's that it's going to be replaced by a separate visual technology like video games. Like this was in the this was being debated for years when video games were starting to get high fidelity. Ebert wrote this article about like how video games are not art and can never be art, not the same way a movie can.
Hmm.
And I remember reading that and being offended because I like video games when I read it. I was like probably 14 or 15, again, wisdom teeth time. Uh, and I remember being like, that's bullshit. And I still think it's bullshit. But at the same time, there were a lot of Hollywood people who were like, oh, well, people are just going to start playing video games and well, it's not really film if it's a digital camera and well, are movies even movies or are they just big video games because there's computer generated characters? Oh, well, I guess movies are not interesting anymore. And then now it's like, oh, AI generated movies are going to replace movies. It's like you have to understand it's a beloved art form. You can't fuck this up unless you just make bad art repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's
you
not the
have like
medium.
it's like every year like Hollywood gets slapped in the face repeatedly by some like low budget film that just like blows most of like last year or 2 years ago it was like Godzilla minus one, a movie made for like $25 million. Like completely obliterated all of these like multi-million dollar projects. This year it was that movie Obsession. Like they
Yeah.
made it on like a $1 million budget and it's already made like 300 some million dollars or something like that. Like it's shattered every record for, like budget to profit ratio or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, it
It's
turns
like
out
people
people like
just
a
want to
variety.
see, yeah, they just want to see a good movie. And speaking of good movies made by small time people, I finally sat down and watched that movie Weapons by
Weapons.
Zach Kreger, the guy from Whitest Kids You Know.
Weapons. Oh, wait a second. Yes. How was it?
Fantastic.
Okay, this is one of the weird ones that got my attention and I was convinced I needed to see.
Yeah, well, I wanted to see it because, Zach Kreger made it, and I've seen all the episodes of Whitest Kids You Know, so I wanted to support him. But it was just one of those things. It's like for some reason I never saw it. Like every time I thought about watching it, like Katie was around. Katie's not a big horror fan, so she went away for a trip, and it came up on recommendations. I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's watch it. Incredible. Like it's honestly, it's one of the best like shot movies I've seen in a while. Like the cinematography is on point. It honestly
I
it reminds me of like a young like Sam Raimi. Like Sam Raimi and the Evil Dead. Like there's a whole bunch of tracking shots in the movie. Like the camera work is stellar. Like there's a lot of like long, like 1 or 2 minute long like tracking shot, like chase scenes or like the camera's following around. A lot of like handheld and dolly work. I don't know all the technical terms 'cause I didn't go to film school, but and the plot is fascinating too because it tells like a story and like it goes to like multiple different points. Kind of like the I don't know if you saw that movie The Last Duel.
The Last Duel.
It was the one with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck where it was like the based on a true story movie. It wasn't
I've
very
never even
good.
heard of this.
Uh,
Yeah.
it had the fight scene is really good because it actually has like somewhat accurate like medieval combat. Like plate armor actually does what it's supposed to. But the whole story is about like a woman who gets or a noble woman who gets raped by another nobleman, and it's like and it's like the one guy's perspective, the guy who did it perspective, and then the woman's perspective. But it reminded me of that because like the story like it goes up to a point, and then it cuts back to a different character's point of view, and then it cuts back to a different character's point of view, and then like all the different POVs converge in the third act of the movie.
I gotta be honest, looking at this, it looks pretty good. Uh, I just can't, my brain does not accept Matt Damon in historical settings. He looks
Well,
too
it's
modern.
yeah, it's very interesting because like the different perspectives. Adam Driver, that's the other guy, the other co-star.
I believe him as a historical figure. He
Yeah,
looks,
I feel like Adam Driver just like naturally, like wherever he's cast, he just like naturally fits in.
yeah, he is really good at what he does. Like Driver, even though, well, not even though, I think he's just a professional. I think
Yeah.
that's why I like seeing him in movies.
I
Uh,
mean, he was the best part of the abomination that was the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Like he's basically
Easily,
the
yeah,
he's the only person in those movies that actually has a character arc.
yeah. Yeah, Driver is he reminds me a little of Bryan Cranston. I don't care. Like Bryan Cranston can do anything. I just want to see what he does with it, right?
Yeah.
Driver's kind of like that.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston
Damon,
has quite a bit of range.
yeah, Damon, I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I just don't think he has that. He's a bit typecast and has been. I don't even I'm not even sure he worked that well for The Martian because he wasn't quite nerdy enough, you know?
Yeah, I feel
But
like Matt Damon's like an everyman, but like an everyman in the uncanny valley. Like I don't quite believe him as an everyman. Like
yeah.
Adam Driver, everyman character, I believe him. Like he just seems like a normal dude who just showed up to set. They put him in a costume, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight with Scarlett Johansson for the entire movie because we're married."
Yeah.
Or
Oh
yeah, you
man.
give him a lightsaber. Yeah, I'm a Sith, but I don't really want to be because my
Yep.
dad was a dick and my uncle tried to murder me for some reason.
Did you ever see Out of the Furnace?
No,
That's an interesting movie.
who's in it?
Christian Bale, Woody Harrelson, Casey Affleck, Forrest Whitaker, Willem
Huh.
Dafoe,
I feel
Zoe
like
Saldana.
based on the cast, I feel like I would like that movie.
Exactly. But it's one of those weird movies where none of these guys, none of these characters are exactly who you'd expect them to play, except for Forrest Whitaker. Everybody else is just right. Like I think it's one of the most interesting casts I've ever seen in a movie. And the movie's, it's okay. I saw it in theaters years ago. Um, it's pretty good, but like you just like watching it because you like seeing these guys play slightly unusual characters for them.
Hmm.
Woody Harrelson, that was the first time I noticed him and was like, holy shit. Like I thought he was a comedian because I saw him in Zombieland.
Yeah.
Um, and then he was in this, and he's like scary.
I don't know. I,
Um,
I feel like forever his two best roles are always going to be for me True Detective and Seven Psychopaths. Like those are the two roles where like Woody Harrelson does what he does best.
yeah,
Seven, I always feel like I feel bad because I always recommend that movie to people and like it's almost impossible to find. Like every now and again Amazon brings it back. But I'm like anytime I see that movie I have to watch it just because it's so funny.
you should take a shot at Out of the Furnace. I think I saw that on Amazon a couple times. It was a bomb. Like
Hmm.
it didn't do well. But it's pretty good and it's compelling and interesting. Um, you might hate it. I don't know. Like that's how it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. And the friend I went and saw it with thought it was okay, you know.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out. Just as a side note, for all the viewers at home listening, we forgot to do this in the intro, but this is the free episode for everybody. I fucked up a little bit. I accidentally deleted my Patreon account. So if you are a patron, Patreon is gone. Aaron knows what I'm talking about, but they were like pushing this like merging creator and member profiles together. And I was like, well, I don't use my creator profile for anything. I'll just delete it. But apparently, when I did that, I didn't read the terms and service, and that deleted both of my accounts forever. Like I can't get them back.
Yeah, Patreon was bugging me about that for months. And so I
Yeah,
went to go merge it, and there wasn't like, oh, push this button and your accounts are merged. I'm like, I don't have like a creator and a patron account. Like I
yeah,
don't pay anybody on Patreon. I just use it. And so I went in and it was like your accounts are already combined. So I was like, great, then I don't have to worry about it. And then I went away. And then a couple months later, they're like, if you don't merge your accounts right now, we're going to freaking delete it. And I was like,
yeah,
what? So I went in to merge it again. It's like you don't have two accounts. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna lose $50 a month. So now they're talking about they're gonna freeze it until August or something like that, or August 10th or some bullshit. I'm like, just take it away. I don't care. Like this is ridiculous. Whatever
yeah.
this is.
Well, it's like
So
the guy emailed Patreon. I figured there's nothing they were can do because I selected the like permanently delete feature because I was like, the creator account might have had like my credit card information on it or whatever. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, permanently delete it. And it's like it'll take 2 weeks to do. And I was like, okay, whatever. I just kind of like skimmed through and pressed OK, like you do. And and then I was like, all right, they kept sending me nasty emails about merging the account. I'm like, all right,
yeah,
fuck it, I'll merge it. And then
it's so aggressive.
the day after I merged my account, it was like, we've permanently deleted your Patreon account forever. So it's like, well, you can make a new one. And I'm like, honestly, fuck, like, 'cause, I mean, at this point, it was only, I feel like the only people who were still supporting the show were like either like completely diehard fans or people who just forgot that they subscribed at one point or another.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of like a Planet Fitness thing. Like, it's only $10 a month. Fuck it, I don't care. And like, I
Well,
felt
it could have.
guilty because like I haven't really been doing, the things that I should. Like the promised like War and Conquest Plus episodes. I stopped doing that. I haven't released like a regular episode in like 2 or 3 months. I almost did. I came close like several times. I had the episode written, and then honestly, I was actually kind of happy this happened because for once it actually wasn't my laziness stopping me from succeeding. I came across I had the whole episode written basically, and then I came across this book that challenged like several of my like core beliefs on the topic. And I was like, well, fuck, now like I actually had like a genuine like creative dilemma that was stopping me from doing the episode. And I was like, finally, I've actually been stumped by history for once, and it's not just me being like, I don't know, man, I don't feel like doing it right now.
Yeah.
So to get into it, um, I was gonna if I ever do the video for it, I'll put this in the end just because people don't want to hear about this kind of thing in the middle of the video. But so I had this whole thing planned out. I don't know how much you know about Helmut von Moltke the Younger.
I know as much as I learned from Dan Carlin.
Yeah. So Helmut von Moltke the Younger is the guy in charge of the German military in 1914. He gets the job because his uncle he won the Franco-Prussian War. He was a big hero. He takes over. He alters the Schlieffen Plan in a number of ways, and then the Schlieffen Plan fails. So almost all of the generals in Germany, when they write their memoirs after the war, they're all like, yeah, Moltke's an idiot. He fucked up the Schlieffen Plan. He didn't do this, this, and this, or we would have won. History has since shown us that that wouldn't have happened. The Germans probably would have lost the war no matter what because they didn't have, I had this perfect line ready for the episode. It was like the only thing that would have saved the German army was 40,000 more trucks because it was great. But then I had this whole like brutal take. I even had like a couple of jokes written because apparently von Moltke was more of a fan of art history than military history. So my idea was to take because he just basically just copy and pasted the Schlieffen Plan. I was like, so any great art student knows like all art is just plagiarizing someone better and altering it enough so nobody else notices it. And I think that was like my brutal smackdown I had. And I read this one book, and it was like Actually, von Moltke, changed Schlieffen's plan in a number of like practical ways. The German army was significantly bigger in 1914 than it was in 1905. And like it just took all of the air out of my balloon of just like shit talking Helmut von Moltke the younger. And so I had
That
to,
sometimes happens.
I had to spend a month rewriting the episode. So
Yeah,
now
that
I'm kind
sometimes
of
happens.
back. Like I'm there. Like I have the idea of what I want to say. So I'm kind of back to just being lazy again.
Well, you get to be lazy. You just had bones pulled out of your head, you know?
Yeah. It's also hot as fuck in my apartment right now, so it's hard to turn the AC off for 45 minutes to an hour without just like absolutely like unless I do the podcast naked again, which honestly is the way to do it. You podcast naked.
I've never tried it, I have to admit.
You should try it one of these days. Just free ball it. Just sit or
I've-
stand there at the mic and be like, "Hey, make sure your camera's off," and just go for it.
Actually, this is one of the few times where I'm not deliberately leaving my camera off. I actually don't have one again.
Yeah.
I mean, I did get a camera and I think we did a couple like one
I
episode where
think
I
yeah,
had
we
my
did
camera.
one.
Yeah, I got a new one and it was basically just so I could start interviewing for different jobs again. And it hasn't moved. Like it's just been sitting on top of the screen. Like I'm not even sure if it actually works. Just like fuck it.
Have you tried plugging it in?
I didn't think of that. Damn
Hmm.
it.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
No. It doesn't
Are
have an
you
off switch.
are you
Actually,
going
the
for a new
the
job? Like you're leaving the warehouse place?
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying.
Now, are you gonna go for like a manual labor job again, or are you gonna go for another office job?
Dude, I gotta go for the office job, but hey, here's some good news. I actually lost 15 pounds.
Did you?
I did. Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
like from when?
And like, well, I guess I lost the first 5 to 10 over probably since February.
Well, I
And
know
then
you lost some weight like when you stopped drinking.
yeah, well that was years ago.
Has it been? I
But it
feel like
was
that was like last year.
no.
Has it
That
been that
was
long already?
yeah, it's been almost 2 years. But
Wow, time flies.
I only lost like 3 pounds. I didn't lose much weight.
I thought you lost
Um,
like 10 or 15 pounds when you stopped drinking, you said.
that's
I
that's
mean, you would know better
possible.
than me. I just, from what I remember of our conversation about it.
At that time, I was also like trying to like walk and fix my diet as well. So it's
Mm,
possible I did lose that much around the same time because I was just trying to work on my health.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm now as light as I was in the warehouse, which is crazy.
Are you gonna try to bulk up? Are you gonna hit the gym? Like actually start like lifting? Or are you just trying to lose?
I'm good. I'm good with this for now because like at least all my clothes fit again,
Yeah.
you know.
But being stronger is cool though.
It
Like
is cool.
when you lift up something you didn't think you could lift before, it's like, damn. It like triggers that like primal part of your brain that's like, oh, I'm strong. I can take any woman in the village I want.
Yeah, believe it or not, there isn't even a gym in my town.
Really?
Yeah. So that kind of
That's
sucks.
You gotta be like Rocky and Rocky 4. You're just like lifting cinder blocks and hand carts of rocks.
Yeah, that's true. There's
That
a
was what I was doing
construction
during
site
COVID
nearby.
when I was using the trebuchet as a Bowflex machine.
Right.
Yeah, I was just
You
loading it up with.
definitely told me that and I forgot about it.
Yeah, I had like videos I posted on my Instagram. I was like putting different weights in the counterweight and like pulling it down and like doing different things with it because all the
That's
gyms were
amazing.
closed.
That's amazing. Yes.
they just put like like a bunch of different like body weight like things in the park that I hit uh when I do my tee work for softball at. Usually every Friday I go out to the ballpark and hit about 100 balls off the tee to work on my swing. And there's always not to be racist about it, but there's always a black guy there.
Wait, what? Hang on.
Like
Back up.
like the black guys love their body weight workouts. They love push-ups, they love
Oh,
dips, pull-ups. Like
yeah.
there's all like without fail, there's always at least. I mean, granted, the park is also in a black neighborhood, so that might have something to do with it. But I've 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 never I've never seen a white guy work out at at that one area of the park. They walk around the track. I've seen white people do that, but I never see them doing the dips and the chin ups and the pull ups and the leg drops on the different like polygon looking things.
Now I figure there's two reasons you didn't come up to my step.
Yeah,
Is that the line? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the line. You saw Alcatraz, right?
no.
Oh my God, you haven't seen Escape from Alcatraz?
That's one with Clint Eastwood?
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
you have to watch that. That's an incredible movie. I'm disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I'm amazed that there's a movie that I'm recommending to you for once.
Yeah,
You gotta watch
it's
Escape from Alcatraz, dude. That is a classic.
it's like that one scene in National Treasure. Hey, it's the second one where like the guy is like, I know a historical fact that you don't. Like, is this how you feel all the time?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was around that time when there were a lot of escape movies coming out, and I think like I am bored by The Great Escape. I think that's it's a great movie. I'll put it that way. But
Yeah.
it bores me. Escape from Alcatraz is so ahead of its time. There's nothing like it from that time, from that period. Like
Honestly, like
the sound is sorry.
no, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was say the sound is from like the 70s. It's not very good. The film stock is grainy and kind of ugly and stuff. But the way it plays out and the suspense that it builds is crazy. It's so good.
It's funny because like one of the things that kind of like killed that style of movie for me was actually an episode of Rick and Morty where like he's doing I don't know how much Rick and Morty you've watched in the last couple of years, but they did one that was all about like heist movies. I don't know if you ever saw
Okay.
that one before.
I never watched Rick and Morty.
Oh, you never. Oh, there's one where it's like Morty's thinking of writing a heist movie for Netflix, and Rick is worried that Morty's gonna leave him forever. So like he takes him to a heist festival just to like dispel all the illusions of heist movies, and like it perfectly nails all of the beats of a heist movie. And in the end, it's just like Rick and the machine arguing. It was like, "Well, you did this because it was part of my plan. Well, you did this because it was part of my plan. Well, you did this," and like they reach like 12 levels of contrivance, and the machine just blows up. And it was like
Yeah.
so like Morty goes into his pitch meeting, and he's like, "Well, it's a heist movie, and then there's." A montage of people putting a crew together, and there's a double cross, and it turns out the heist happened. And he's like, he just like keeps like losing interest in his own idea as he's pitching the movie because he realizes it's following the same like cliches that all of like I feel like most escape movies are the same way.
Mm-hmm.
The only
Yeah,
exception I will accept is The Last Castle. That is an incredible movie.
I've never seen that one.
Robert Redford
Last
and James
Castle.
Gandolfini,
Wait,
fantastic
did we
movie.
talk about this last time? Yeah, we did.
No,
We
we
did.
talked about True Romance.
We definitely talked about this because I remember the cover. You were talking about Gandolfini probably.
Yeah, maybe because he was. It's just weird to see him in anything that's not Tony Soprano.
Well, I'll watch this one if you watch Escape from Alcatraz.
Okay.
Let me see
Yeah,
where it is.
yeah. The Last Castle is like a he's a general who gets sent to well, not Leavenworth, but it's like basically it's a military prison, and he like the guy who runs the prison, James Gandolfini, is like a tyrant, and they plan an escape.
No way. It's free on YouTube right now.
There you go.
Dude,
That's how I learned to like how that Robert Redford was a good. Like, I think that may have been the first movie I've ever saw with Robert Redford in it.
really.
Actually, well, no, I think I may have seen The Natural before then because my dad loved that movie.
The Natural.
That's another Robert
Wait a s-
Redford one where he's a baseball player that plays for a corrupt team. He's got a bat that was made by a tree struck by lightning.
Oh yeah, that's a freaking awesome movie.
Yeah. He hits
I
the end of the
love
end of
that
the
movie.
movie, spoiler alert, he hits the ball into the lights and like it shatters and sparks fly everywhere.
Oh yeah, because the music in that friggin' movie is so good.
Yeah.
That's
Ah,
why I remember it. Oh my gosh.
speaking of movie and callbacks to previous episodes that most people listening to this won't understand. Katie and I were like scrolling through Amazon last night to look for movies to watch, and we saw The Page Master.
Dude.
And it was funny because the preview, like when you scroll over, the thing, basically it was the entire like the preview was like 7 minutes long. And it basically hit like all the important points of the movie. I was like, well, I guess we don't have to rewatch that anymore because we just saw the entire movie in the preview. It was like he's a nerdy
Yeah.
kid. He goes to a library. He meets these three books. They go in the three adventures, and he finds out in like he's the whole time it's just him trying not to be afraid of everything. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
that's
that's
literally
the
the
movie.
entire movie.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't need to watch it now. 100%.
I've never seen a
Yeah,
preview for a movie that was that long before. Like it was legit
dude,
like 5 to 7 minutes long.
that's insane. I wonder why they would post that as the
I don't
trailer,
know.
because there's no way that aired anywhere.
Yeah, I mean it was on Amazon. I guess they figure everybody's seen this movie. That's just remind them. Well,
Yeah, that's
any millennial has seen this movie.
it's kind of nuts because The Page Master is it's a kind of a legendary movie.
Hmm.
It sucks. Like it's really not good. It's boring, it's silly, the music is amazing, but it's a freaking like cartoon musical about a kid who like falls into a book and then befriends books and then fights three monsters from three different books and then that's the story. It's there was way too many there it's it how do you say it? Is it not as good as the sum of its parts or something like that?
Yeah.
Like it's the music is like awesome. The visuals are crazy. Like they use all kinds of brand new computer technology to make that movie. It's almost like a tech demo in a lot of ways. But
Yeah.
the movie itself is just like you walk away just like this is freaking terrible.
It came out the same year as Space Jam. Like it was the same thing. It's like let's have a live action person next to cartoons. That was
Yeah.
the thing in '94.
Yeah, but Space Jam was good.
Yeah.
That's
From
that's the difference.
from what I remember. I feel like Space Jam should have just been we needed more of like Michael Jordan's actual personality. Like I need
He
to like especially after like watching The Last Dance like 4 or 5 times, I want a scene of like not the inspiring like we got to do better and here's the water bottle of Mike's stuff. Like I want to see like Michael Jordan taking Bugs Bunny and Lola Bunny to task. Like you motherfuckers, you didn't block for me. I got to score all the fucking points in this game. You guys are cartoons. You can do anything you want. Like why aren't you helping me on the court? Like I want to see the real Michael Jordan in Space Jam. Because honestly, I respect the real Michael Jordan far more than I respect the corporate image of like, I want to be like Mike.
Did you ever see Like Mike?
No,
You never saw Like Mike?
no. I mean, I get the reference, but I never saw it.
There's a movie. That's it. That's all. That's the thought. There's a
Okay,
movie.
there is a movie.
Look it up. It's pretty. It's about a kid who finds a pair of shoes that are thrown over a telephone line.
Oh, you know what? I have seen that movie before. Yes. And the shoes make him good.
They make him like Mike. Yeah.
Yes, I have seen that movie now that I think of it. I don't remember anything else besides that one plot point, but yeah, like I honestly, like a lot of people, like when that documentary came out, they're like, "Oh, Michael Jordan wasn't a nice person." Honestly, that shit motivates me. Like I wish I had someone like that on my softball teams to like yell at me. I kind of do. The one guy on my Sunday team yells at me all the time, but like it's never anything constructive.
What's he say?
Well, it's like we played our first playoff game was last week. I'm playing left center. Guy hits a ball over my head to the fence. Now keep in mind the fence is like 395. I'm playing it like 300. And I run as fast as I can. I jump for the ball and it just like gets over my glove. And he's like, "You jumped too soon. You could if you just ran there, you could have caught it." It's like I ran 90 feet for this ball and I extended 10 feet in the air and I couldn't catch it. Like, what do you want me to do? Keep
He's
keep
like,
keep in mind the
let me
guy who
do
does
it.
this, he's a first baseman and a pitcher. Like he doesn't have to move more than like 5 feet in any direction. He's like the king in chess. He moves one square for any play he's in. And he's criticizing me for only running 90 feet instead of 95 feet for a ball
So the
over my
question
head.
is, are you a knight, queen, bishop, or rook?
I'm a knight because I confuse people a lot
Got
with
it.
the things. You got to keep them guessing.
Yeah.
I like having variety. I can do this or I can do that. I always like it because like when I play against people that know me, they're like, "Oh, he's gonna hit it here," and like I'll hit it in the complete opposite direction just to spite that person to make them look like an idiot in front of their teammates. Because like I got kind of a reputation because a couple of years ago I hurt my shoulder and I couldn't fully turn to like actually pull the ball to left field because I'm right-handed. So I learned to just hit the ball to right field all the time. And it's like people who played with me for a long enough period just assume that I just hit the ball to right field every time. So they're like, "Oh, backside, he's going to right field." And I'm like, they just leave that wide open gap in left field. I'm like, "Yep, I'm just gonna blink the ball right into here." The spite in me motivates me to get a hit. And that's why
That
I
makes sense.
respect Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan became the greatest player in NBA history out of spite. And he freely admits it. That's honestly why I respect him the most. Like that documentary, he basically made it. Like he had the final call on any edit. Like he edited all the interviews basically. Like he was the one who decided what came out about him. And he still was like, "I'm gonna tell the world how I became the greatest in NBA history out of spite." And I respect that, honestly.
What was the doc?
The Last Dance.
I think my dad told me to watch that years ago and I
It's
didn't.
incredible. Like it's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen, like in any kind of topic, like in all fields. Like they get like a wide range of interviews. They have all this like footage from the NBA. There's interviews with everybody like that took place over this 15-year period in basketball.
You know what is so weird
The
about
music
me?
is fantastic. Continue.
I I absolutely cannot enjoy sports on like any level, but
Yeah.
documentaries about sports, I love them. I love them. Like some of my top 10 movies are sports movies,
I'm the same
which
way
is
with
so weird.
documentaries. Like you couldn't pay me to watch, a season of NBA basketball. But like there's a documentary about like some player in the 90s or 80s. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I love that stuff. It's really odd because at least for me, I always kind of felt like I was the weird kid, right? Like I was weird in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't like going to games. I didn't care much I never cared for like going and watching a game at the bar. Like these are things I didn't like, but I have never ever had a problem liking sports movies, but especially documentaries. I don't know why.
My only issue with
It,
sports movies and most of that, like most of them are very predictable.
that's true. They have to win the game, right?
There's only been a few. Honestly, one of the best examples, Semi-Pro, the Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that one or not, but like the final climactic game is for them to win fourth place. It's not even to win the championship. And like they come to find out in the end of the movie that, even if they win fourth place, because originally it's like the ABA is merging with the NBA. And it's like, well, the top four teams are going to go to the NBA. So that becomes their motivation to win throughout the year. And then before the last game, the commissioner is like, Flint doesn't draw enough people to join the NBA. The Spurs are going to go no matter what. But yet, like, they still promote this whole thing. It's like, yeah, like we're going to win fourth place. And like, that's the chant. And that's what they're striving for. And it's like, no matter what they do, they're not making it to the NBA. They're not winning the championship, but they can get fourth place. And they just happen to invent the alley-oop mid-game. It's a fantastic movie. It's one of Will Ferrell's like last great movies.
Yeah, I saw a post the other day that said something like, "How did Will Ferrell become lame in our lifetime?"
Yeah,
I don't know. How did he become lame in our lifetime? What did he do?
I feel like he just kept telling the same joke over and over again. And like any joke, the more you tell it, the less it's funny.
Yeah, but what could he have done differently? I mean, how many times like what was his key characters were like he could play a lame guy,
Yeah, he
right?
could
Like
play
the
an
other
idiot
guys.
who hurts himself physically, and then, he doesn't appreciate what he had. Like that's his character throughout most of
Hmm.
his movies. Like honestly, like most of the good comedy actors, they hit it. They have a good run of like 5 to 10 movies, and then they become producers or directors or whatever, and they move on. And like that's like all like most of the comedy greats follow that trajectory. And the ones who don't crack, like look at Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy had a string of like big blockbuster movies, and then he just decided to quit acting entirely. Like he's like, I made enough money, I'm leaving the game at my peak. While someone like Adam Sandler just keeps like making movies to make his friends, have a paycheck, which I respect, but
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't enjoyed an Adam Sandler movie in a while.
Yep.
Same
Well,
with
his
Will
daughter,
Ferrell,
I
like
guess, is moving into stuff now.
who, Adam Sandler or Eddie Murphy?
Adam Sandler's daughter.
I don't know, he had a daughter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sunny
it makes
Sandler, I
sense.
think.
Oh,
Yeah. She's got something coming out on Netflix. I saw something about it the other day. I don't have Netflix. I don't really watch that
yeah.
stuff, but I'm like, good for her. Yeah, great. Keep it in the family. Sandler earned this.
But
Whatever.
like,
Like that's the weirdest thing about all of it. It's like I should have a problem with Adam Sandler because he doesn't make any movies that I like, but the man is consistent,
yeah. Like I said,
you know?
I feel like he just makes movies so his friends can work.
Sure.
Like Rob Schreiner, what's his, not Owen Wilson, David Spade, Kevin
Yep.
James, like those are all guys that have like careers because Adam Sandler just keeps making movies. And I might not see his movies, but I can respect him for that. I was like, he's just a guy who's looking out for his friends. He likes to make goofy, dumb movies that a certain segment of the population likes. He's having a good time. He cast
I kind
himself as a guy who gets to make out with a hot woman in Hollywood. Like I can respect that.
yeah. I kind of feel the same way about him as I do about Mel Brooks. Like Mel Brooks had some great movies,
Yeah.
like some real hits, but a lot of them are just like, yeah, okay, it's not for me. I don't watch them. But would I ever be mad at Mel Brooks for making another Mel Brooks movie? Not at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. Carry on, sir. Like that kind of shit.
There's just some guys out there who just do it for the love of the game.
Love that.
And honestly, yeah, I mean, I respect it. They're out there doing what they love. Their friends are working. They're keeping, Hollywood, extras and boom operators working.
Yep.
Let them have their fun.
Yeah, why not? At least they're making something that isn't actively bad on purpose.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm really looking forward to the next Godzilla movie too. That's coming out this year.
They got another one coming?
Yep, the
All
sequel to
right.
-1,
Now,
and
see, and that's another one where like -1, I did want to see that. I just
it's
didn't.
fantastic. Best Godzilla movie ever, to be honest with you.
It's called -0, right?
Now,
Yeah.
I think that's the sequel. But yeah,
Nice.
-1 is one of the only Godzilla movies I've ever seen that actually has a compelling plot that's not the monsters fighting. Aside from the original Godzilla, like I think honestly, that's tough. The original between the original Godzilla and -1, I still think -1 is better solely for the fact that Godzilla literally nukes a city with his atomic breath. I think that puts it over the edge. The original Godzilla, zero nuclear explosions. Godzilla -1 has two. So I think that makes it it raises it up. But story-wise, they're neck and neck.
You know, it kind of sucks. There's never been like a really good Godzilla game. Doesn't it feel like there should be like a great Godzilla game?
Supposedly they're remaking that one like Godzilla like Rampage game or whatever that a lot
Eh.
of people liked back in the 90s.
Rampage.
Well, no, it
Yeah, that
wasn't
makes
Rampage,
sense.
but it was like that style of game where it's like it's like destroy the city or some kind of thing that it was like an arcade game that a lot of people liked. They're remaking
Hmm.
it.
Well, okay. I'm just wondering, like, did you ever play the King Kong movie game?
No,
That is a shockingly great game.
I feel like you've said that to me before. I just never
Yeah,
occurs to me to play it.
I got an emulator working, or not an emulator, but like a version of it working on a computer. It's considered a lost, not a lost game, but it's free now. You can get it for free and make it work, and it's shockingly good. It's cinematic.
Yeah,
You play as Jack trying to rescue Anne. You also play as King Kong. Like you fight dinosaurs. I mean, it's unbelievably good for a movie game.
Speaking of remakes that turned out to be very good, Resident Evil 4 remake, great remake. I don't know
Right.
if you ever played the original or not, but
No, I didn't.
oh, well, you played
But
Dead Space, so it's kind of the same thing.
yeah, I freaking love Dead Space, man.
Well, it's like the Resident Evil remake is like the right way to do it. It's like they took out a lot of the shitty parts of the original game. They upgraded the gra I mean, there's a few things I do miss. Like a lot of people complain about they kind of like edited down the dialogue of the original Resident Evil 4, which I'll admit it was pretty good. It was like corny, cheesy, but like the right mix of them that it was funny. It's like the straight man like reacting to like this little midget Napoleon that has like a demonic bug in his head. It was the right mix of that. They kind of cut that out a little bit, but it's a great like action game. Like I don't really go for remakes, but that one got me.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even want to play the Dead Space remake because I love the original so much, and then I, it was awesome. Like it was a really good
Yeah.
crack at it. They didn't change anything that I was like, oh,
Yeah, like
that's lame or worse. It was everything was better.
they changed it for and the same thing with the RE4 remake. It was like they updated the graphics, like they took it honestly the worst part of the original Resident Evil 4 was like the mid cutscene quick time events. And like the one like climactic fight in the the fifth or sixth chapter is like it's literally all quick time events. Like you're in a knife fight with a guy and you got to press like, and it was always the weirdest keys too. It would be like Q and E, and it's like press Alt and like right shift. It would always be like the strangest key combinations. And they removed most of them from the remake. They updated the graphics. The Mercenaries mode is great. It almost makes me want to buy the Resident Evil 2 remake. I want to try it. Basically, the only reason I want to do that is I want to play as Hunk. I don't
Who's
know.
Hunk?
He's well, he plays for the bad guys, but he just has like the greatest soundtrack of all time, basically. Like you're trying to
Hunk?
escape. Yes. Let me see. I'll pull it up. I got it on my phone right now.
I might have to listen to the Hunk soundtrack. You know, I love soundtracks.
I don't know if you can hear that very well through the microphone, but
I can't hear it at all,
oh.
which is good because that means it won't get copyright struck.
Yeah. But I just like happened to stumble on this guy who was playing like the final chapter of his thing. And it's like the music is like the perfect like mix of like upbeat like techno kind of like the background beat with like aggressive violins and like you're just like a professional killer just like shooting a bunch of zombies in the face with an MP5.
That sounds kind of good.
Yeah. So I kind of I'll never go back and play the originals because like the original like Resident Evils had that like awful like fixed camera angle and it just never looked appealing to me. But now they turned it into like an actual like camera behind the shoulder like third person shooter. I'm like I might do it just because like Resident Evil 4 remake gave me so much faith in the franchise now. I want to go back and play the other ones.
Do it. Do it. I actually got a game running that I haven't played in years. Because it every time I tried again, it would crash, and it's Ubi slop, so it was causing problems. And I finally found a way around it. Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Really? I never tried
Yeah.
any of the Splinter Cell games before.
Well, they're all really different. And this one's probably the most different from the original three. Like the first, like one and three, so just plain old Splinter Cell, amazing. One of the best games ever. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory improves on that in almost every way. And it's such a super freaking slow experience. Blacklist is a lot faster and it's a lot more modern, but it's still got some of that hokey like Tom Clancy movie writing in it.
Yeah,
Um, they changed the voice actor because it used to be Michael Ironside who did the lead character.
yeah.
And then he was basically too old and he was dealing with cancer at the time they were making it, so they had to swap him out for somebody else. And the new guy does a fine job. But the gameplay it's so good. It's like the perfect mix of stealth and action.
Hmm.
And it's hokey. It's like a hokey military story. But you're just like sneaking around these enemy bases and sneaking up on people with a knife, and you can go lethal or non-lethal, and it's awesome.
I don't know. The
Um,
last game you recommended to me that I tried was Condemned Criminal Origins, and it was terrible.
yeah, that's
I
like the
got like
Jan
it literally bugged out in like the second level of the game. Like I was just stuck in a subway, and it's like you have to scan all the evidence to get out of this thing. And like I had the last piece, and like I'm hitting it from like every angle with the camera or whatever, and it just won't let me leave the area. I was like, fuck this game.
I like that game because it's freaking janky.
Yeah, the
But
jank got me.
the jank you gave up on the jank.
Hmm.
Couldn't handle the your curtain behind you looks like there's a person standing outside of it.
Oh, it's just my coat rack.
Well, that's a freaking Hitchcock moment right there. Oh, it's
Yeah.
just a coat rack.
Yep, it's just a little bit of cinematography, folks, who are actually
Movie
watching on
magic.
YouTube and not listening on I'm
I'm just
curious to like pull up your Steam. Like I want to see some like of the weird games that you have.
okay. What kind of weird are we looking for here?
I don't do you use your favorites tab at all for
No,
Steam?
but I'm familiar with this library. I can look by category.
Oh. Because I have like my favorites. So on mine, these are just the ones that I played enough that I just put in there. I got Age of Empires 2, Skyrim, New Vegas, Izanzo, Mountain Blade, Bannerlord, Red Dead 2, Resident Evil 4, Rome Total War, Star Wars Battlefront 2. I thought I uninstalled that game. Uh, Total War Medieval and Total War Rome 2. But if we're going for weird pools, I've got Army Men 2, which was a fantastic game. Honestly, it's a terrible game, but I'm very nostalgic about it. I played it a lot as a child. Like
Yeah.
it's a top-down like shooter that like they didn't really figure out like how like the controls should work, but the principle of the game is great. You literally
Yeah.
play as an army man plastic figure fighting in the real world. You fight
Yeah,
against cockroaches.
I played Sarge's Heroes too.
Yeah.
That was Army Men.
I had
Um,
the helicopter one for the PS1, but it always glitched out in like the first level.
yep. Yeah, I tried that one once and it was glitchy as balls.
I
Um,
got all of the Fallouts. I've tried my hardest to play the original Fallout so many times, and I always just get into it and I can't get past the first couple levels because it's bad. Like no matter how many times people's like, "Oh, the original couple Fallouts, like the story is great and the world building," I just can't do it.
hmm.
Let's see, Gary's Mod. I haven't played that in a while.
These are pretty mainstream. What's the weirdest one you have?
Um, I got this one Iron Warriors T-72 Tank Command. I don't recommend it at all. There's honestly, the principle of the game was good, but there's just way too many controls. That's why I gave up on it. It's like turn the turret 15 degrees plus WA caps lock shift space bar and the I
Yep.
key together. And I'm just like, no, let me
Yeah.
just turn the turret, please.
Yeah, yeah. Tank games and like Red Orchestra was a little like that. You'd have to swap out the barrel in your MG and like
Yeah.
you could only do like partial reloads and I mean it all made sense, right? But there was also, like a cover system that was janky. I mean, great game. Red Orchestra 2 was a great game. But it had a lot of that too, and there was a tank mission or a tank mode that was a lot like that. You could like peek out the top and look through the periscope and all that stuff.
Yeah, my
Get
dad had
melted
one.
in
It
a
was like I forget the name of it. It was like a early 90s game. It was like I wish I could remember that. I think it was called like M1 Abrams or something like that. Like you played as an Abrams tanker in Iraq. And the campaign was interesting because you had to like drive but you could like shift between people. It's like switch to the driver, the commander, the gunner. And like it was just a bunch of like pixelated T-72s on the horizon and you just like blew them up. You could like pick the different rounds. It was a very, very like mid 90s game. The graphics were horrible, but it was fun. And that's kind of what inspired me to get Iron Warriors T-72 Tank Command, but it wasn't the same. Let's see, what else do I got here? I got the Metro series, Civilization 3, Civilization 4. Well, I bought a bunch of like the LucasArts Star Wars games. Like I have their Doom clone Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight Mysteries of the Sith, Jedi Outcast, which is a fantastic game. Jedi Academy, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and
yes.
2.
Dude, I just replayed Jedi Academy the other day. It was like a nostalgia trip. What a great freaking game.
I prefer Jedi Outcast just because it was more of a shooter than it was a lightsaber game. Like the lightsaber stuff was always the least interesting part of me about those games. I just like pressing F3 to force sprint and just running around with the Imperial repeater, just like running faster than the bullets I was shooting, just like dousing the arena in blaster bolts.
Yeah.
What else? I got the Rogue Squadron, Republic Commando, Star Wars Starfighter, Clone Wars Republic Heroes. I don't think I ever played that one. The Force Unleashed. We got Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six 3, Athena Sword, Lockdown, Siege, Vegas 2, and then a couple more Total War games.
That's
Those
not
old.
very weird. You're like a normal gamer.
Yeah, well, that's just Steam. I have some other ones on Xbox, but I never. I don't pay for the Xbox subscription anymore, so because it got too expensive.
Oh yeah.
I
How
took a
much is it
stand
now?
against my. It was a lot. It was like 300 some dollars for the PC version of Game Pass.
Like that's per year?
Yeah.
That's unless you're getting several very good games out of it and playing a lot, that sounds like not a
Yeah,
great
well, the
deal.
original one it was like $180
Yeah,
when I
that makes
first got it,
sense.
which gave
Yeah.
you Xbox Live and access to all their games on PC and Xbox, which was a great deal. Because basically, if you
Hmm.
bought three games, it paid for itself. And then they bumped it up. It was like 225 or something. I was like, it was still worth it. But then it was like, yeah, it's gonna be like 300 some dollars. I was like, yeah, it's not worth it anymore. I don't play that many new games a year to make it worth. That would have been, I'd have to play six new games a year to make it worth it, basically. I just get stuck. I get like K-holed into like one game at a time.
Yeah,
Like Resident Evil 4, I bought that like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Let's see what I got in it now, hours wise. I know it's a lot.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 45, almost 46 hours. I thought I had more than that.
That's not crazy, but that is a
I've been
lot.
busy too.
Yeah, well, exactly.
For a 32-year-old with a job and a girlfriend that lives in an apartment and a very busy softball schedule. That's a lot of hours of game time
That
for me.
is that is.
Speaking of girlfriends, are you guys thinking about moving in together, or are you gonna wait until after the wedding?
Oh, I don't share personal information on public facing videos, I'm
Okay.
afraid.
All right. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later.
Aaron doesn't have a girlfriend. He's single. The women
Yep,
of the
and
audience,
gay.
feel feel free to, or the men, feel free to hit
Yep.
Aaron up at we talk about dead people.net.
Did you want to hear one of my weird games that I got in here?
I'm sure you've got a lot weirder games than I do.
Oh, I do. How about we start with the Cabin Factory?
You just make cabins?
No, you work on an assembly line for cabins and you're checking them for quality. But the problem is,
I was like, I asked, like, do you make cabins? You're like, no. You work at a factory that makes cabins.
no, but you're not making the cabin. You're inspecting it. Now that's very
Okay.
important because when they come down the line, the only thing you're looking for is whether or not they're haunted.
So it's like
And
Papers, Please with cabins.
exactly, except it's like scary and really spooky and it's only $2 right now on Steam.
Do you have to like actually like walk inside each of the cabins to check? And it's like, ooh,
So,
like the vase is floating. I should probably fail this cabin.
yes, that's
Okay.
exactly what it's like. And it gets spookier and spookier, and it's got this whole like Exit 8 like Japanese vibe to it. So like the scares are kind of unusual, you know? Like an American horror game would be like you walk in and there's like a body on the floor and it's dismembered or something. It's not like that. It's subtle. Sometimes it's
Okay.
not so subtle, but it's a really interesting game. It's $2. It'll take you an hour to finish it, but it's a great game to do on like a stream or when you're drinking rum and coke or when your girl's watching, like, or your guy, as the case may be. Because it's fun. You like experience that together. It's very amusing, very interesting. How about Walking Simulator?
You, you would have a game like that on your Steam Deck.
Yeah.
You office people will look for any excuse to do physical labor outside of actually having to do physical labor.
How about Arctic Eggs?
What are you, just a
That's
penguin? You just have to sit on the egg for 6 months?
No, you're at an Arctic base and you have one job, and that is to cook eggs for people. And so you walk around with a frying pan and you throw eggs up in the air and you have to fry them perfectly per the order of everybody on the base. And sometimes they throw bullets in your pan and they go off.
Where do
That's a
you
good one. Where do I find
this
these?
this whole conversation reminds me of that one scene from Spider-Man 3. After he fights the Sandman for the first time, he's like dumping the sand out of his boot, and he's like, "Where did these guys come from?" It's funny
Uh,
because Katie and I have been watching the Spider-Man movies recently because she's been going through a bit of a rough time. She finally passed her teaching test, so congratulations to her on that. But
awesome.
she's been having some like a rough time, and like the other day she was crying, and I come into the room and she's like, I was like, "What do you want to do?" She's like, "I just want to watch Spider-Man." I was like, "We can
Nice.
watch Spider-Man."
Nice.
So
Nice.
we watched No Way Home, or wait, yeah, No Way Home, and then we watched the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies the last couple days.
That's awesome.
But
She
yeah,
knows what she wants. That's
it was just
cool.
funny because like of all the things that she could have said, like that was the last thing that I would have expected. Like it's like, oh, I need a hug or I need like this or that. It was like, I want to watch Spider-Man. I I had to restrain myself from just like bursting out laughing when she said that.
I want to watch Spider-Man. I want to watch Spider-Man. I need more pictures of Spider-Man, motion pictures.
Yes. Give me pictures of Spider-Man. I wonder if that meme is still going on in the daily updates of the Roman Empire. It probably is. There's that one guy who keeps it alive. A friend of the show, daily updates on the status of the Roman Empire.
That's
Do the
awesome.
do the Tim Dillon, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
But yeah, there's one guy in his comments, like every post he makes, like post a picture of J. Jonah Jameson slamming his desk. He's like, "Where are those pictures of Spider-Man?" And this has been going on for like 5 or 6 years at this point. I bet I could go on
Amazing.
his page right now and find a comment that has. I hope it's still going on. I'm like an idiot if it doesn't happen. Daily updates on the Roman Empire. Come on, show me the comments. And it must be buried because all the normies now aren't uploading his pictures of Spider-Man anymore. He's gone mainstream. Elon Musk
Has he?
follows his thing.
Really?
He did. I don't know. I don't go on Twitter anymore, but
That's probably a
last
good call.
last time both Taylor Swift and Elon Musk followed his page. I was like, I know that guy. Kind of. We're internet friends. Do you ever fantasize about going back in time and trying to explain things to like ancient people? I do that sometimes.
Like who?
Just like showing up, like going to like just, because we're talking about Rome, like going to ancient Rome and being like, like everything is made up of cells and atoms, just like blowing their mind. Like, here's a microscopic picture of pond water. This is pond water after you boil it. This is why you guys are getting sick, not because of the humors. It is leaving.
They would probably just be like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Yeah, we should do something about that.
I guess I've never really thought about like what I would tell people from history. Like, what am I gonna do? Show them an iPhone?
I don't know. I
Like,
think about it sometimes just because it makes it easier for me to like explain things to people. It's like imagine you're talking to a complete idiot, but like they're not an idiot, they just don't know. It's like, well, I come from a place that's, across the ocean that you guys don't know about. That's cooler than Rome, believe it or not. Like if
hmm,
like one of our nuclear subs could cripple the Roman Empire. Like, how is that? Well, we could blow up like 10 of your cities in a half an hour. Not to brag, but we could. And just like flexing that on them. Like one aircraft carrier strike group could take out all of the legions in the Empire. Not to brag or anything, but we could. And that's just fun to me. It's a fun little mental exercise. I drive a lot with no radio. I I drive a
Really?
lot. I don't put the radio on. I don't play music. I don't play YouTube videos. I just drive down the highway at 85 miles an hour with the windows open, listening to the wind. And this is the kind of shit I think about. Maybe that makes me not normal. I don't know, but I enjoy it.
That makes you free.
Yes, the wind's on my face. I'm enjoying nature. I'm getting locked in for softball, and I'm thinking about teaching the people of the Roman Empire about microbiology.
That's hilarious.
I don't know. I guys gotta have dreams, I guess. I don't
And
know
over
why.
here, I'm like, I've never thought about it, not even once.
Yeah, well, that's the duality of man. You're playing strange video games, and I'm thinking about advancing the human race by a few thousand years in a stroke.
All you need is a time machine.
Yeah. I know, I think about that. Like, what if like the multiverse? I think, well, this was I'm pulling up things from years ago, so probably everybody forgot about it. But like if like the creating a time machine created a multiverse, like it didn't like actually affect like the history of your timeline. It was like a different one. Like it'd be cool to like go to different spots in history and like influence them. Like one of my favorite ones to think about is the Cuban Missile Crisis. Like showing up at the White House in my time machine and telling Kennedy, like, nuke the bastards. Like, what's his name in Independence Day? The president. Nuke the bastards. Like, just to see what would happen. Because like we would have won if we bombed the Soviets during the Cuban Missile Crisis. We undoubtedly would have won. You know, not to say we wouldn't have gotten our hair mussed, but you compare long and medium range missiles between us and the Soviet Union, it's not even close. They had like four long range ICBMs in their entire stockpile. They could have nuked Berlin and Paris, but then, that's no big loss.
Yeah,
Especially
why not?
Paris. Fuck the French. England, the UK, that would have been a bit of a loss, but we could have taken it. It's not our problem.
Yeah, we just build them a new island.
Yeah, maybe Louisiana and Florida get bombed, but that place is the hellhole during the summer anyway. So honestly, once again, it happens.
They just put on a little extra sunscreen, a little more than
Yeah,
usual.
10 to 12 million casualties tops, and we win the Cold War. How does history look different from there?
I think we get super democracy.
Yeah, we take, democracy takes over the Soviet Union in 1965 instead of 1995. We decapitate and do business with what's left. Russians want to buy things too. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing to think about sometimes when I'm driving with the windows down with no and silence, except for the sound of the wind. Because like of all the times like we could have won a nuclear war, that was definitely one of them.
Was there another time when we should have won the war?
I mean, any time between 1945 and 1951, we had exclusive use of the nuclear bomb. We didn't use it. Even up probably up until like 1955, we probably could have still bombed the Soviet Union without that many repercussions. Like the Soviets had the bomb, they created the hydrogen bomb, but they didn't have enough of them. Like they were still making the bombs at that point. Like we had a few hundred, we could have nuked all of the important targets in Russia.
Oh, what could have been.
Yeah, we didn't. Truman and Eisenhower, they failed at the critical juncture.
And that's why a Big Mac costs $10.
Exactly. We could have bombed Russia. We could have taken it over. We could have had cheap grain and cheap cows. The Russians would probably be a little bit happier. Maybe not, but they could have been. I mean, it's not hard to make Russian people happy. Their existence is suffering. That's what's defined them as a people for the last 500 years. What's a little bit of radiation? I don't know, just thoughts I have.
With the wind on your face and the windows
Yes,
down.
exactly. That's gonna be the name of my autobiography. Windows down, window my or, no, with the window on my face, with the windows down. Thoughts of Neil Eckert
The Neil
podcast.
Eckert story.
Yes, yes. Neil Eckert podcast extraordinaire.
Billionaire podcaster.
I'll sell out. Fuck it.
Well, you might have to start your Patreon back up to do
Yeah.
that.
No, I only take backroom deals from billionaires. Now, that's my new business model. I only take money from the rich. I do kind of hold out hope for that. Like one day, like a rich person, like emailing me or like DMing me, like, hey, come tutor my kid. I don't want him to grow up, with a terrible history education. I'll give you $70,000 a year. Come teach my kid history. I'm like,
It
done.
could happen.
Yeah, as long as they play softball wherever this kid is, I'll be happy.
Well, what if he's Russian?
I don't know. Then I'll go over there, I'll join the Russian army and I'll just sabotage them. I'll just like drop grenades in all the officers' tents. Hope nobody pays attention because they're all drunk. Couple rubles in the right pocket, I'll be fine. That is the funny thing about the Russian military. It's like it's been the same thing in the last 500 years. It's just like even like guys like Peter the Great are just like, yeah, I can't deal with all this corruption and alcoholism. I'll just embrace it. Like you look at the modern Russian military, the Russian military 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, it's all the same problem. They got too many people, it's bloated, the infrastructure is terrible, they're corrupt as all hell, and a vast majority of the military is drunk at any one point in time.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, grow where you're planted.
Yeah. It's all those years of the state selling vodka cheap to all the people to get them addicted to it. So they could to keep the poor people down, keep them drunk and depressed and beating their wives. It's all a plot, man. It's the globalists, the
I
czars,
thought,
and
oh, the czars.
yes, they were the first globalists. The European monarchies, they're all
Oh,
cousin fuckers, and I don't know. They're probably Well, I don't know. Pedophilia probably wasn't as big back in the day. That's kind of a modern trend. Although I don't want to speak for the pedophiles of the past. They could have been too. You never know.
I should just sit here and let you riff.
Yeah, just let me go. Let them cook. I'm cooking up a beautifully seasoned rant steak. And by beautifully seasoned, I mean in the Gordon Ramsay way, which means it has salt and pepper on it. Which is quote unquote
Perfect.
that's beautifully seasoned for a British person. Meanwhile, you watch some like illiterate redneck from the bayou. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna dump half a pound of cayenne pepper and Southwest seasoning on this thing. Honestly, that was one of the worst parts of like my wisdom teeth getting taken out. For some reason, The Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube algorithm decided every other short or reel I was going to watch was some kind of cooking channel. It's binging with Babish. It's this random guy who like makes a bunch of recipes from shows. It's basically like binging with Babish. It's these, like I said, these illiterate Cajun rednecks who are making 60 pounds of gumbo.
Did I ever tell you when I got my wisdom teeth taken out? Uh, it was Thanksgiving.
Really?
It- you know why? It
Did
was
you ship?
cheaper.
What, do the
So I
Jews
had a
not celebrate
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
I had a Thanksgiving where all I could eat was mashed potatoes
Ugh, that's rough.
and like pie. And that was fine. Pie was good.
What about cranberry sauce?
I never really liked cranberry sauce.
Really?
Mm-mm.
You strike me as a cranberry sauce man.
I
I don't know
wonder
why, but
why.
I don't know. I like to mix the cranberry sauce with my stuffing and turkey together. Cranberries and stuffing. I've had this argument several times with Katie before. She thinks I'm crazy, but my mom, she would get this good stuffing mix and put the onions in it, and then put craisins, and like that little bit of sweetness mixed with like the saltiness and like the bread taste of the stuffing was just perfect. So ever since then, it's like I slice off little bits of cranberry sauce, mix it in with the stuffing, bing bang boom, pick at the flavor town. That's just what I think about when I drive with the windows down. Is it that shocking? I like to mix things together. I'm a mixer. I like to combine flavors and things that don't particularly belong together.
You got me at just the right time, man. I'm so tired. Just like sitting here laughing at everything you're saying. I've been this slap happy in a long time.
I mean, yeah, sometimes all you got to do is just exhaust yourself to the point you say something crazy.
Is that what you've
I
done?
honestly, I do wish that we recorded the day that I got the surgery. Because I was, well, I don't know. The first day I got the surgery, I was bleeding quite significantly. I was kind of worried. But like on the way home, like they give me like the gauze that they like rolled up into like tight like wads and like put on both sides of my mouth. And I'm
Oh,
just like, Katie's driving me home. And like on Snapchat, I'm like, I'm a walrus. I'm a walrus.
you were on Snapchat,
Yeah.
you idiot.
My one friend was like, put down your phone, please. I forget. I have another one that Katie saved. I forget what the original question was, but I got it right. And like, I just happened to start filming at that point, and I was like, I still got it. I might be drugged out my ass, but I still got it.
Doing like a Snapchat video. It's like, I'm a walrus. I still got it.
With like two like it looks like two like rolls of paper towels just like stuffed into my mouth.
Oh my God.
I guess I was making such a scene at the grocery or at the drugstore. Like the pharmacist didn't even question like because I thought like you have to show like ID to get Percocet. But like I stroll into the store like with the gauze still in my mouth, just being like, oh, and she's like, yeah, I guess this guy just had surgery. Let me just give it to him.
Save some time here.
So, if you're, someone with drug-seeking behavior, all you got to do is just stuff some gauze into your mouth and act a little bit loopy in the drugstore, and they don't ask any questions.
This is official advice.
Yes. This is the official stance of War and Conquest. Fake a wisdom tooth extraction, go into the drugstore and get discount heroin.